Hi guys, welcome back to Living the Harden Dream. Get my camera right. So, I wanted to call y'all. I'm in a pickle. Spring is in effect at my house. Pollen is everywhere. And I normally deep clean more often than spring, fall, summer, the seasons. And so, what I thought about, I don't have much time this week. And so what I felt like doing, I says, well, I'll just film during my lunch break and we'll pick one room a day. And so the two smallest rooms that I have are my bathrooms. So I thought I would just bring you guys along this week, the entire week, and let's get this house deep cleaned. Let's see how far we can get in a week. I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath mobile home that we totally gutted. We brought it to the studs, redone the electrical, plumbing, drywall, roof, siding, everything. She's a brand new baby. And so when we moved in here, we moved in a minimal situation. We downsized a lot. But I think there's areas in this home that we can declutter. So it's Monday. And so today we're going to tackle these bathrooms. I think this is going to be a jam-packed video. I want to, I work full-time and part-time, and neither one of those positions I can film. And so it's hard for me to do a day in a life video when I can't film that. Like I can't do like some other content creators and just do a day in the life. And so I think what I'm gonna do with this video is all the things, my entire week, what I've had to endure for the week, and I'll just do it on a daily basis. So as of today, today's Monday. So far, I've started laundry, bedding, my son's bedding. I've done his bedding. We're working on that. I did not have to take any kids to daycare or school this morning, so that was a positive. I did get to sleep in a little bit. And so I'm on my lunch break currently, so I think let's just jump into getting these bathrooms cleaned, totally cleaned, and see where we can go from there. I have less than an hour to get this done. And so let's get us a bucket, some hot water, and some pine sol and go to war. What you think? You gonna come along with me? Let's do this thing. Yeah, y'all seen that. As you seen in the beginning of this video, this shower was disgusting. Now, mind you, this shower is used every day. Here I am pouring Awesome to allow it to soak. I clean this shower every week, and I just could not get the soap scum to move with anything. I've tried a scrub brush, I've tried Awesome, nothing was cutting this shower. But I wanted it to soak, and let's see if that Awesome would move any of that soap scum. But in the meantime, here I am wiping down both vanities. This bathroom, like I wipe it down a lot. So this really wasn't a deep cleaning. It was more of just straightening up. I did use some Pine Sol and some laundry detergent to mop the walls. I thought it would leave a lingering smell, but no, it didn't. I'm not sure of the type of paint that we bought, but it does not by the end of the day, the good smell was gone. It was like I hadn't even cleaned it all. My son is a painter by trade, and he done some renovations to a restaurant in the next town over, and they had extra bottles of some type of cleaner. I think it was more acid than anything to clean restaurant grade um, cooking utensils. And so he brought a jug home and he says, wash your dishes in this, lightly use it. Well, I could not get the soap scum. I could not get this shower back to its original state. So I went and got some of the cleaner and sprayed the shower down with it. When I tell you, it moved mountains. You can see it. See here I am spraying the shower and the soap scum is just rolling off of it. I ended up having to go get these gloves to clean it because that acid eats away at your hands. And so that was the best thing ever. I really need to figure out a new system of cleaning this shower, whether it's buying a squeegee to wipe down the shower after each use. I've seen a lot of people do it that way, but this has been months. Well, as a matter of fact, ever since we moved into this home, that I have not been able to get this shower clean, like back to its original state clean. But by the end of scrubbing this shower, I had to get Papa H to come and finish it off. He came and rinsed out the shower for me, and I was wore out. I only had an hour on my lunch break to get this done, and I think it was the chemical reaction, but I could not breathe. I was so tired, and it just wore me out getting this shower done. Okay, guys, within that hour, I have, my job as a homemaker, a wife, a mother, a grandmother, all these hats I wear, just putting out flames. So we got one bathroom done in an hour. We'll work on the next, and maybe this afternoon I might have a few minutes to get that other bathroom done. I want to complete the bathrooms for the day. I'll check back in with you. Now, this is the current state of the kitchen. Last night we got off of work and I came home, I fixed supper, and I went to bed. That's all I could do. That's all I was gonna do. Let me adjust this camera so you guys can see what we're dealing with. It's just downright nastiness. It's okay. Everybody has it at their house. I'll get these dishes done at some point in time. This is Papa H's old work bucket. So we're going to get it cleaned up and ready to go. was using this bucket to clean out cars, and so now it's a everything bucket. We're going to use what's left of our pine saw. And I am going to run and get a cup of laundry detergent. Okay, so the cup of laundry detergent was a fail. But guys, I normally use Tide laundry detergent because Papa H is so sensitive. But guys, I know this is the cheaper brand, but when I tell you this here smells so good and it holds to your clothes, we're going to put a little bit of that in there to let's smell up the house and get it smelling good. I have an appointment tomorrow to have our living room's furniture deep cleaned. And I'm going to bring you guys along for that. This appointment is what has sparked the cleaning. For some reason, guys, you know, I feel like there's something going on underneath our home because all I can smell is a moldy smell between this bathroom and our guest bedroom. So Papa H is fixing to start working on a new project for work, his full-time employment. So before he gets started on that new project, I'm going to send him and my son underneath the house to figure out what the problem is. As you see, this is a new day, and this was the event of the day. This little black Dodge Dart is my son-in-law's car, and he's only had it a few months, but it seems like once a month this little thing tears up. Well, this particular morning he made it to our house to drop the kids off so I could take them to daycare for them, and his transmission was having some issues. He could barely get it to drive, and so he called the company that he bought the car from, and um, they had it towed in to have it checked. And luckily, they kept it for a few days. And luckily, though, it was just a sensor issue and not his transmission. But he has struggled with this little car since the day he bought it. And so, um, it was just a sensor. Anyway, it was just a sensor. But here it is being towed. I did get permission from the tow driver to allow me to film him working. I tried to edit out as much of him as I could, but he seemed to be a nice guy. Tuesday is normally laundry day for me, and first thing in the mornings when I wake up, I try to get a load started. And but I was running behind this day, and so I was able to get this load started. And when I get off of work, I'll start another load. But does anybody else have particular days that they do laundry? I normally do laundry before and after a weekend, Tuesdays and Fridays. I don't know. I'm on a schedule, on a routine. Here I am trying to straighten up the living room. Like I had mentioned previously, we have an appointment to have these chairs deep cleaned, and I wanted to get the living room smelling fresh. And I don't know, this house holds odor. I try to keep trash cans emptied and cleaned, taking leftovers out, not leaving food. I try to mop every other day. I just kept smelling a smell, and so I wanted these chairs deep cleaned, thinking it was the chairs. But even after the chairs were cleaned, I can still smell an aroma that's not comfortable for me. So I don't know what it is, but I really want Papa H to go up under the house and see if there's an issue up under the house. But I did get all the walls mopped. It smelled fresh and clean. Here I am, finally taking down St. Patrick's Day, the little bit of decoration that I have. I got these two trees um, cleaned up, and hopefully here in the near future I can decorate them for Easter. I'm still debating on what I want to do for, if even if I want to do Easter decorations, because I would love to just decorate for spring and call it a day. I don't know what was spilt in this chair, but it was disgusting. It did not want to come up. I used several antibacterial wipes to clean the inside of this armrest. Sometimes you don't see Papa H in the videos, but here he is. He seen me cleaning, and he decided that he needed to get up and do some spring cleaning himself. So he tackled this front porch, trying to get the pollen off of it. But here I am. I've made it to the dining room. This is later on in the afternoon, trying to get it a decent for the company we were expecting. But I did not do any deep cleaning here. I just wiped the table off, put the chairs out of the way. And this is a project right here that I've been meaning to do. I bought a stick vacuum cleaner off of Amazon, and it finally came in. But here I don't know if I want to keep it here or not. I've already made the holes in the wall, but this thing took me a minute to get it together to figure out exactly where I wanted it to go. One day I'm going to put a cabinet into the laundry room, an area where I can store things like this, the vacuum, the wet mop, and so they're not right here in between the dining room and the kitchen. But here's Papa H trying to give me his expert opinion about this little project that I wanted to get done. But I got it accomplished all by myself, didn't need his help. And so I was right proud of myself. Now, this part right here, this cord, the charging cord, I caught the devil with it and still cannot get it to fit in the slot so that you just add the vacuum cleaner to it. It falls out all the time. But here I am straightening up the kitchen for the umpteenth time. There's always something to clean in this kitchen. And so it's just, I cook 3, 4 meals a day and when I'm home. And so it's a mess. But I'm going to let y'all continue to watch the video, and I'll pop back in later. this is the water dump from our chairs. Now, I put this in slow motion, but the cleaning crew did say that this part of this was from um, the previous job that they had done, so that wasn't all my furniture. But she said this part right here is normal, that even her carpets has have this gray water. So that was normal for the chairs to look that the water to not be that clear. And so I thought it was all my chairs. I was about to panic. But I normally clean those chairs probably every other month, every 3 months, just depending on how busy I am. But here I am starting supper at the end of the day. We had fried chicken, cabbage, and some stewed potatoes. I like to cook when I'm on my days off. I get tired of eating out. Food just does not taste the same as it did years ago. I can tell a big difference in my health. I had probably about 3, 4 years ago had stopped eating anything from a restaurant. And so we only took one trip a year to the beach to eat crab legs, but other than that, we quit eating McDonald's and Burger King and all those restaurants. And when I done it and detoxed that food, I felt so much better. And I'm working with Papa H now because he's not a casserole guy, he's not a slow cooker guy. He wants fried everything that I can't have, and my cholesterol is way too high, and I can tell right now that my cholesterol is really high. But I enjoy cooking. I enjoy cooking from as much as I can from scratch, but I've got to figure out something because we're eating out way too much. We're wasting money, and it's not healthy for anyone to be eating that much processed food. And so, if I can get him on board with some casseroles or some crock pot meals, we'll be good to go. Here it is, Wednesday. Now, on Wednesday, my office closes for an hour and a half. They give you an hour and a half for lunch, and I'm able to get a whole lot more done during this lunch break. But you remember yesterday, we done laundry. And normally when it comes out the dryer, I'll fold it up, put it in a basket, and take it to its destinations. But yesterday was just a busy day, and so I'm just now getting to fold this laundry. Yes, it's wrinkled, but it's clean. It's in everybody's closet. It's where it needs to be. But yeah, I'll let y'all continue to watch me work on my laundry until we get to the next task. quick walkthrough of what those chairs looked like once they were almost dry. They were still a little wet. But no, they don't look brand new as they did. I was hoping they would look better than what they did prior to cleaning them. But you can see the wear and tear. We've had these chairs probably about 2 or 3 years, and so they just got light wear and tear on them. Guys, let me tell you what I done here. My smaller plants, these bigger plants look good, but these smaller plants look kind of puny. So what I done was I added a little bit of blood meal to fertilize them, and that was a huge mistake. So now they have mold growing on them. So I'm gonna set these outside to see if the sun can kill off some of the mold spores and see whether or not I can salvage any of them. I really seriously doubt I can. I can't get any more seeds to restart these plants. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm about to panic and have a stroke over it because I spent a lot of money on these seeds and a lot of time and effort on them for nothing, not to get the first crop. So I am going to go for the things that I could not start. I am going to go to our local nursery and maybe I can find some starts there. And so we'll see. We're going to conclude this video at this part. Here I am straightening this kitchen back up. I had to straighten it up to even cook. And I did have the footage of what I was going to cook, but I just did not execute the video. By this time I was so tired I could barely make it. But it's been a busy week, a tiresome week. And like I said, I'm ending this on a Wednesday because Thursday, Friday, and Sunday I work at night. So I won't be cooking and cleaning anything on these days. But guys, y'all have a blessed one.